Hey folks, I'm back with you for a bit here. I'm about ready to move the rolling chassis back into my shop to dump in the motor. I've faired out the motor and replaced all the hardware, and as you can see, the fenders and headlight and tail light have all been mounted, as well as mirrors, bars, gauges, just miscellaneous stuff. So it's been a little bit since I've actually made a video, and I just wanted to capture this one moment here before I roll it in for a motor. And I'll give you more detail on the motor in just a second. But for right now, and then I got to tell you too, the paint job turned out like extraordinary. Very clear, very bright, very pretty. And I'll get back with you in just a few minutes. Here we go. I don't know if you can see this or not. I'm hoping you can. But I have sandblasted the motor, replaced all the hardware, and what you might see is a right side cover that is still kind of nasty looking. I've kind of like cleaned off a bunch of junk on it, and the reason that it is because it's kind of like a protective cover while I do the rest of the motor work. The cam end bearings have been removed and polished. All the zinc hardware that holds the motor together has been removed, stripped of its finished, and then re-zinced. The end caps have been put on, and then here's another ugly looking cover, and that's just a protective cover to make sure that when everything is sandblasted it doesn't affect the motor operation. So I'm going to put this motor in that rolling chassis that I just showed you a few minutes before and bolt it up, and then I'm going to remove the left side cover, right side cover, left side stator cover, and refinish those, and then put those things back on with new hardware. But we're so far along in this process and we're almost done, and be patient with me and I'll finish it up for you. Okay, here we are. So Mark Dale emailed me last Friday and asked me why I didn't give him a bill for a 50% completion. And the reason I didn't give him a bill for 50% completion because I was busy doing stuff. And sometimes doing this stuff is more important than getting the money with me. And my wife hates me for that as well. So this is Mark Dale's motorcycle, and I told him today, after I sent him an invoice for 50% completion, that it's at 99%. And it is, as you can see. Right? But I told him that I was going to send him a picture of it after I put the covers on, engine covers, because I refaced the engine, which means I cleaned it all up, replaced all the hardware, rebuilt the top end. Everything is like beautiful. But then, just before when I was about ready to put the engine covers on, I said, wow, this is pretty, because this is what mechanics is all about. This is the first layer past what you can't see when you're driving down the street, and you should see how nice that looks too, don't you think? Here we go. All the aluminum has been refinished on the engine, and this is just before I put the painted covers on, and everything is still clean and pretty just underneath what you can't see. There's the air filter cages, which I'm going to build air filters. I'm going to show you how to do that. And it's like new chain, polished chrome, refinished aluminum. Now check this out, which I know you guys haven't seen yet, is my painted fenders with all new hardware, refinished. And look at that orange, it's like gorgeous. Coming up to, remember in one of my very first videos about that little headlight ring that was chromed, and now it's all installed and like beautiful. Coming around the front of the bars, new grips, refinished gauges, re-chrome cable holders, refinished switches, And then the whole electrical system all in place as you come back to the back of the motorcycle. That beautifully painted fender, re-chromed taillight, and then coming down to the right side of the motor, which I still think is pretty. It's the layer that you don't see that's still beautiful, and after I put a cover on it, you'll never see it again. And the electrical system. So in this little video, I want to show you something that I've devised for an SL350. I'm coming around here. I'm going to pop the seat for you. Now check this out. You see what this is? This is a cell battery. It is a liquid acid battery, but it doesn't have a vent. It's got a mat in it that holds the electrolyte in place so it doesn't leak and it doesn't need ventilation. This is the perfect battery for an SL350. I'm challenging you to email me and I'll tell you how to fit one of these batteries in to your SL350. I'll do it for you at no charge because I want to see how many people are watching what I'm doing here. Okay? This is the most perfect battery condition for a 1971 SL350 K1. Let me back out of here there. Now look at this. Mechanically, this is exquisite. And I'm so happy I'm able to build this for Mark. Gotta go. I'll talk to you soon.